Cancer. Hey, thanks for dropping in with me. I'm here to do your Pluto in Capricorn transit read, just to see how things are going to shake out for you, how you can move through this challenging transit that's going to be with us until November 19th in order to move through it in the best way possible. Your energy is really interesting, just like tapping into it right off the bat. I had some unusual stuff happen in the pre-shuffle for you. On all the decks that I shuffled, I got justice coming in. So I know that there's some serious karmic balancing going down right now. And every time justice came out upright. So I do feel like this is in your favor. The only thing that came off on one of the shuffles was judgment came in reverse. So I think that something may come through as it feels like an unfair judgment, but it's actually divine justice, which you'll understand. It works out in your favor, all right? It's a judgment that you feel is off, but it's not. It's actually in your best interest, and you'll come to see the way that there's sort of a higher hand steering your course when this all plays out. You may not realize it right now, but it will become clear in time. I also have, yeah, see, this isn't the direction you're going to want to invest in, all right? I also got this message that came in quite unexpectedly, and it was finding a card in the Angel Tarot that I'm going to use to get your key for actually opening the heavy door that Pluto and Capricorn is presenting to you, so you can move through that gateway of initiation to your next chapter. And I found an occult tarot card just randomly held hiding in middle of the Angel Tarot, which was wild as well, because not only did you have justice come out for every deck that I was preparing for you, but also the devil came out as well. And so this was unusual to have this slip in. But this came in as 7 of Cups, and I want to share it with you because this led to further developments that sort of set off a chain reaction that got a very important message that's coming through for someone. So I need to deliver this very important message. We have the 7 of Cups, Ose. And I see this here, and I see that Jaguar medicine, and Jaguar medicine is about impeccable integrity. And it's also, in this card, it's representing access to answers from the divine and illumination in regard to secret things that are unknown. It also speaks of the ability to alchemize things, to be able to transform one thing into another form, much like we do with lead to gold, right? When we look at the art of alchemy. It also says to convince that the change is real. So this could be kind of like a fool's gold kind of message coming through here, I would say. Something may look like it's gold, like this is it. This is the golden ticket. Remember, not all that glitters is gold. This is fool's gold. And you may feel that you're getting a judgment in a situation that isn't fair to you. But that wasn't your true goal. You know what I'm saying? But when I saw Ose, the first thing I thought of was Ose Ifa, and new moon in Libra. The solar eclipse was a day of Ose Ifa, which in Yoruba tradition is not only seeking guidance from the divine, much like this describes here, but it's also about giving praise, giving offerings, honoring the path as well. And it's like, it's sort of symbolic of feeding spirit. You feed spirit, spirit feeds you, you know? So this is coming through as a confirmation for somebody who is on a path within the African diaspora, who made some offerings for Ose Ifa, that has been well received, and that there is a judgment being made here that you may feel is not the right judgment, but it absolutely is. And something about this judgment actually brings about justice for you, even though you don't see it right now. It will make sense in time, okay? Because what you were banking on there wasn't the real deal. It's not the gold. It's not the treasure that's planned for you. It was fool's gold. And with this, I went to write down some information in regard to Oseifa because I got curious about dates. There's another date coming up that's ideal for that in October, which is the day after full moon, the Libra Hunter's moon. So that might be a signal for those of you who maybe haven't fed spirit in a while. You haven't fed that connection and you're on that path, really wanted to come in for somebody. You might want to look at reconnecting on the 18th, the day after the Hunter's moon. That'll be a super moon. So that'll be a good time, I think. But I picked up this envelope that I had and was writing some notes on it. And I'm like, wait, there's something in this envelope. And I opened it up and I found a page from an old, they're called Wee Moon books. They're like a date book, but they keep track with the phases of the moon. And this was in here, and it's wild because it says the answer. You know, Ifa is a form of divination. And so I wanted to deliver this message to you. And this is a poem that was written by Susan Levitt in 2020. So 2020 may be significant. It looks like this is from the 2020 edition. Okay, so something going back right at the time when everything kind of shut down and the world was put on pause. Maybe this is something that's been hanging over your head for a while, for a couple of years now, a few years now. You've been wanting to know the answer to a particular question. There might be a connection to the ocean, to seaside. There's also potentially some kind of message coming in around corvids, which are like crow family, you know, ravens. Okay, raven is also Libra on Native American zodiac birth totem wheel there. So this is interesting. You got a lot of Libra energy coming in. I do feel it's speaking to the South Node, but there might be something more to it, especially with judgment and justice coming out so much for you in your read, or you might have a very strong Libra placement. It says the answer: watch birds in flight, feathers glow gold under white sun. A bird flies to the right. The answer is yes. To the left, the answer is no. Left is not bad. Sometimes no is the answer. So it's interesting to me. And look at the date. Look at the date that this poem is on. It's for that new moon we just passed through. So there might be even like a lunar cycle closing up. This could even be something around some kind of manifestation work you did or something you called in back in 2020, right around the same time. There's something there. And I am seeing De Damne there. So there might be some kind of like Gaelic connection as well. Okay, some of you may be on paths of fairy, right? There might be something that goes back to that time that was set in motion then. You didn't realize the effect it would have. Maybe it's just starting to play out, be balanced out now. The answer's no. Okay, that's what it looks like here. The answer's no. And look at this. I didn't even notice this until just now. On the other side, it says here on Monday the 3rd, there's this image of a fox. And foxes are known about camouflage. They're known about things that are concealed. So again, there's this message about wanting to have understanding answers about secret things. But this right here, it says, let me be free. Okay. So something is wanting to be set free here. Something's wanting to be set free. Maybe it's even a part of you that wants to be free, right? Free from a particular devil. It's possible. You could be dealing with a Capricorn. Doesn't have to be a Capricorn. Whatever this influence is, though, it's something that is obstructing you, even as you may desire to hold on to it. That's how it's coming through. Okay, let's dive in right off the bat. This is for any significant Cancer placement, or if you happen to have a prominent placement in the 4th house. Also, if you're a Capricorn rising, that makes you a Cancer descendant. So it could also be those of you that are Capricorn risings that are tuning in, or if you're a Capricorn North node, of course, that makes you a Cancer South node. You may be in a position where you're about to rise into sort of higher elevation, I would say. I feel like you've really been down in the trenches for a while. And you might be in a place where you're about to get like a little higher elevation here, but you could get pulled back down by a particular devil. There's something that you need to free yourself from. And it might be a sneaky sort of sabotaging place within you that holds on to something that holds you down, right? But if you did seek some kind of guidance, if you did call on spirit and you wanted an answer to a question, the answer is no. Here's the answer is no. Okay. So there's something to sit with there, and it has something to do with integrity. And I feel like that's kind of coming across as being true to you, right? So opening up real strong messages already right off the bat for you. We're looking at what challenge is Pluto in Capricorn issuing to Cancer spirit. What challenge is Pluto in Capricorn issuing to Cancer spirit? What challenge is Pluto in Capricorn issuing to Cancer spirit? And for those who are like, oh, well, I don't practice anything within the African diaspora traditions. Well, that's fine. You still have a need maybe to feed spirit a little bit. Maybe you haven't been feeling connected to spirit in the way you usually do, or feeling tapped in like you usually are. You feel like I'm not getting my answers. I'm not seeing my manifestations come through. I'm not feeling supported. Are you feeding spirit? It's a good question to ask because it's coming through like super strong here, a really strong message. And I feel like it's important, right? So if you haven't fed spirit, feeding spirit after that full moon would be a good time, you know? Maybe there's something there that the hunter's moon, I see that, okay? It could be that, there's something you gain. You're given something with the hunter's full moon, and you're being asked as well to make sure that you feed spirit, afterwards in gratitude, share a little bit of that mana with spirit, whatever it is you get here. Yeah, see, this is where you're being challenged, because I do feel like you were building in a certain direction, or you were hoping for a certain outcome. And this is what I view as my 10th house card as well. So again, you could be dealing with a Capricorn. It is quite possible, but there's something here that it's not the investment that you should make. This is not the direction to build in. This could even be in terms of a home base. This could be a relationship, a marriage. This could be a family association. Maybe there's always been difficulties, challenges, and in some way the current foundation does not support the fruition of the growth in this situation, in this household, in this connection, on this particular path. Something needs to be looked at in a new way. Something may need to be scrapped so you can start over. And that may make you feel like you're not being supported, when actually what is being ripped away or torn down or dismantled, or a need to have it completely abandoned in some cases, is actually the very thing that is the answer to your prayers. It's almost like this is not going to get you where you want to go. You've asked for certain things that you've desired. You want to have a more fulfilling experience here. You don't want to feel like your desires, your your longings are always something out of reach, like being perpetually the dreamer, but never seeing anything actually come to fruition, or having to be close, but not quite there. And after you've already invested so much energy, then it comes undone. There's something about being tired, like not having the energy to do that anymore. And so you're being alleviated of a particular direction that no matter how much you would invest in it, it wouldn't turn around. But I see the resistance. I do. I see the resistance to it. And with the 10th house energy there, it might have something to do with sort of facing the music in some cases, or wondering how others will perceive you. And that might be stuff that's dinging really deep places within you that need healing, that are in relation to stuff you've been lugging around, maybe stuff that was put on you by your family, or others who, you know, sort of defined who you are, what you're capable of, and your role in life that you've been holding on to for too long. Maybe you're caring about opinions of people that their judgments really don't matter. Maybe that's why judgment came in reverse on the pre-shuffle. Maybe it's like, stop worrying about the judgments of others. There's only one judgment you need to be concerned about, and that's your judgment and how you're moving forward, you know. And there's something about really, you know, feeding spirit so you can feel more connected with your true essence, and from there things will flow more naturally. Some of you really could be having trouble on the home front. You could be having housing issues. You could be dealing with family problems, okay? Or like serious relationship issues where you've been building with another for a long time. And certainly that could even be if you've been like building a business with somebody else and you've been partners for a long time. If you suddenly experience a rift, well, things get quite complicated, okay? So there's something to look at here. Let's look at it a little bit more deeply. What is this challenge that Pluto in Capricorn is issuing to Cancer? And I mean, we're going to look at the rough stuff here, okay? Everybody's got some rough stuff they're moving through with this energy. We all have stuff that we need to look at and integrate. We are wrapping up, like, you know, close to a 15-year cycle here. There's a lot that's coming to a head, and it's one of those things where everybody's kind of like wondering, are we there yet? Because it seems like we've been going a long time. Yeah, I mean, this is your energy, and I do feel like right now you're trying to like kind of contain your emotions a bit. I do feel like you're a little frustrated, you know? You do feel a little frustrated here, but you don't see that there is this opportunity for some kind of true, what you would consider victory or triumph over adversity, okay? We've got the Page of Wands here, you know, in reverse, okay? Sagittarian energy. This could have something to do with receiving a message that you don't want to hear, something that you feel with the way this kind of like fell away here, didn't land on the board, it almost fell on the ground, but I caught it last minute. You might be trying to catch something, still trying to hold on to something that is, you know, sort of being taken out of your hands here. I could see that. You might be getting some kind of message that somebody's, you know, made a decision that sort of takes what you felt was like some kind of power out of your hands. But what you don't recognize about it is that it's actually this move that's happening here that's putting a certain victory right in your lap. That's what I got. And it's like, can you trust what's happening here and trust the judgment? Trust that it's just, trust that it's balanced. And in doing so, secure the victory that is yours here in this situation. You don't realize what a success it is. Maybe you've been waiting to hear from somebody too. This could also be like you've been waiting to hear from somebody and no communication has come in. You might be kind of creating scenarios in your head as to why you're not hearing from somebody. And I just heard no news is good news, right? So there's something here about leaning in a little bit more, again, to like your spiritual practices, leaning more into your intuition and also really being honest with yourself, getting in touch with what you're feeling here. Because, you know, this cup is covered. So maybe there's some kind of emotional expression you're wanting from another person, and they're just clammed up, or they've just gone cold. You're not getting any communication from this individual. Or when you are receiving communication from this person, they might be coming at you, you know, really controlling, or you feel like they're being immature. I just saw 2020 on the clock. So I think there's something you're only going to understand about what's going down right now. Ted says yes to that. That looks like it's not a good thing. That actually is sort of like the foundation of your come up, okay? It's a matter of trust. It is a trust fall, but it's something here about maybe you shouldn't contain what you're feeling too. I see that. Like maybe there should be more expression of where you're at. Maybe also in the past, you might have been more prone to be a little bit sharp with your words. I'm looking on this cup, and on the sides there, those almost look like kartikas. And kartikas are used to like cut things off, you know? So maybe in the past, this would be how you deal with the situation. You might clam up, you might keep your mouth shut, you might hold in what you're feeling. And then by the time you finally express what's coming up for you, it's so pressurized that it comes out really sharp and it causes rifts. This might have put you in a position before where, you know, you were always going toe to toe with someone. It's like each other trying to best the other, you know. I could see this as being really competitive with another here, and sort of like messages going back and forth too, right? Messages that are a little inflammatory. You might be challenged, I have to say, to emotionally respond to a situation that you normally would handle in a much different way, okay? Do I feel like you might have some provocation here? Yes. In this situation, getting in the last word or taking that last jab is not going to be what's going to work for your advantage. There's something coming in here almost as like a little bit of a test to see if you can respond to a situation you normally would have reacted to. I think you're not going to like this news. You're going to feel like somebody, and I just saw a butterfly fly by. You're not going to like this news, but it's the seed of your transformation, okay? Let me get a cut of the deck here and see more details about this. What is this about? Yeah, see, there's a new beginning coming in here for you on the other side of whatever's going south with this news, all right? And I feel like there's, you know, hardship here. There's sadness here as you're moving away from this, as you're coming to the realization that something here that at one point you thought would lead to victory, you thought this is it, you know, this is for me. Something about it is not turning out quite the way you wanted, but where it has you heading as a result, though when you first move away from it, you feel pain, you're bringing pain forward with you. In time, you'll realize, I think, especially right around spring, it will become very clear, because this is a timing card, that this is the very thing that put victory in your hands, right? So be prepared for this. I do kind of want to get a little information here about what this communication might be around, because this is some news coming in that I don't think you're going to like this news. What is this news coming in during this cycle that Pluto is in Capricorn that presents this challenge for Cancer? What is this news coming in? It looks like it's coming in around a fire sign. For some of you, it could even be coming in from a child or somebody that you just feel is being really immature. It could be concerning a child, okay? Somebody exercising too much control in relation to a child. If you like share custody or something, you feel like somebody is going against original agreements. Something here turns out in your favor, okay? I know whatever this is, it gets you heated and you're having to try to like contain yourself. You're wise to take a pause before you respond to this. Look at this. Yes, you're wise to take a pause before you respond to this. We got the hangman here. Take a pause. It will illuminate something for you. You'll recognize that it's sort of like a trap. Don't take the bait. That's what I got here. You could be dealing with the Pisces. This could be something that involves a choice, right? It's a heavy choice. And I think what's important here, Gemini energy, what's important here is the choice in how you deal with this situation. Do you fall into the old pattern, take the bait, and now you're hooked into some messy dynamic again? Or do you take some space and pause and respond to the situation? Because see, if you respond to the situation, your road opens up and you find a way through. And there is power that's put in your hands. It's just not the power that you were wanting or what you think is your true power, which is not. It's actually something that's a mirage. It's something that keeps you in a place of disempowerment, right? Anything else on that, Spirit? Anything else on that? Anything else on that? Any words of wisdom in relation to this Pluto and Capricorn? One thing there. Yeah, that's the truth. It's the truth. That's what'll bring you victory, you see? That's what'll bring you victory. Yes, let what you can't see currently. I'm going back to that Ose with the 7 of Cups. You got options here. You may feel like you don't have options, but you do. And that's what you need to remember. You have options here. And this is about not only moving forward in alignment with your integrity, but also being aware that there are some secret things operating here. And you're going to be illuminated to those things if you can exercise trust and just try to pull back a little bit so you can respond to the situation. Call on your spiritual strength so you can see the way clearly. And what's currently hidden from you is going to be revealed. The secrets will be spilled. I also feel like this disarms whoever you're dealing with. It's like it takes away all their ammunition. So once you do this and you're not taking the bait, I feel like this character is going to change their tune. This Page of Wands, they will be the one that will sort of be put in a position of having to change their approach to you and kind, because this is not going to get them what they want. You know, what they want is they want your reaction. That's what I'm getting. That's how it's coming through. This person wants your reaction. They're baiting you. It's up to you if you take the bait, okay? So this is a challenge to overcome something that's kept you in a karmic loop for quite a while. Who knows? Maybe even the past 15 years. We're going a ways back with this particular transit and the way the energy is rolling out. Before we get an opportunity to move into that expansion with Pluto in Aquarius and we start our journey down that road to the Aquarian age, okay? But before we can move into that, we got some cleanup work to do. And it looks like there's something about you being true to yourself, what you know is true for yourself. And maybe even, you know, spilling some secrets, letting that side of you that you've never let anybody see. This could have something to do with expressing your emotions in a different way too, rather than expressing them through getting really like heated or what may be in your mind passion, but may be received by others differently, you know, taking the time to sort of temper what you're feeling a bit. Yep, strength. Some of you are born on the Cancer Leo cusp here. You could be dealing with a Leo in this situation. This is the key. You need to open up that heavy door of initiation. We're working with the Angel Tarot here. I do feel like you're going to get through this situation with some help, okay? There are support people here. This could be some really close loved ones you have in your corner. This could be a group. It could be a support group you're coming into alignment with, a group of people that give you a sense of loyalty, maybe a sense of loyalty you never really felt like you had in your life before. And maybe you're learning something being part of this group. You're starting to see ways that you've been held down, or you've been held back, or been treated unfairly, or oh my goodness, totally like, yeah. I mean, I think there's somebody here that's been trying to sort of like eclipse you. And I think you're starting to connect with some new people that have you looking at things in a different way. They have you really seeing that there are people who don't want to eclipse you. They see that you have something of value to share, and you're finding this camaraderie. But that was wild, because it totally cut out here on this end. So I do feel like somebody is trying to sort of like block your piece from coming forward. Maybe you're trying to work through a difficult situation. There's a few people involved, and nobody wants to hold space for your perception in the situation, what your experience is, or maybe even what you have to contribute, your ideas for moving something forward here. But I do feel like there's people here that are kind of like, they're giving you some added strength at a time when you might feel like a little worn out, a little weary, because you've been dealing with so much, fielding so much here. Again, it says brings victory. So I feel like where you've been having challenges in the past and something felt like it had a lot of power over you, Cancer, you're getting by with a little help from your friends. You're getting by with some outside help, some people who do support you, some people who do see that you have been working on yourself, some people who see your growth, some people who see that you have something valuable to contribute. And they also see that it's a little unfair, that there's ways that you have been blocked, or that you've been dealing with people who've been very difficult and have just been sort of putting a lot of resistance, a lot of resistance in you moving forward in a direction that, you know, allows you to have sort of like your own lane, your own platform. And there may be times that you feel like you're always supporting others, you know, and getting where they need to go. But this is time for you to experience a little support on the other side of that. And I do feel like you are aligning with people that are encouraging you, you know, to like stand up for yourself and go after the things you want to go after. And it looks good, okay? I do see you overcoming something that really had you down in the past. So your key right now, one of your keys, is to really align with people who do lift you up. You know, stop trying to break bread with people who are dedicated to misunderstanding you, or worse yet, just shut down, don't want to hear what you have to say. They don't really care about what you feel. They want to control everything. Everything has to be their way. You know, it's really important that you start really looking at who you're investing your time and energy in, and start aligning with people that welcome you. You know, you feel good in their presence. That's important. Okay. All right, let's see what else we got here as far as your key for opening up that gateway of initiation that leads to your new chapter. Well, see, you don't have that key yet. Strength in reverse. That's pretty wild, okay? So see, right now you're still being loyal to something that's disloyal to you, and that's a big part of the problem. It's also out of integrity. You know already that this isn't in alignment with your truth. You know that you deserve to be, you know, better supported and appreciated, and you're just feeling like you're not getting that. And this is really important for you to respect that. So it's sort of like, be happy when this person comes around and they reveal their true colors, because it allows you the opportunity to go, do I really want to go for another round of this? Or am I ready to align myself with people that don't put me in this position all the time, where they have to feel like I'm beneath them? That's what it's about. I mean, you're looking to align yourself with people who are comfortable with you being in an empowered position. I feel that you got to get rid of some disloyal people that are around you. Okay, what is the key for Cancer to open up this door of initiation? Did that flip over? It did. 9 of Swords. You see, Yeah, you need to turn this around. It's like, it's sort of like you're letting yourself be like, this whipping boy, whipping girl. And meanwhile, no, it should be the other way around. You got some divine protection here. It's like somebody's just wanting to be a taskmaster with you or read you the riot act, or maybe they beat you up with their words. Somebody is just really harsh on you. And you need to protect yourself and purify yourself from these people, these energies, or this situation that's just taking and taking and taking from you and doesn't pour into you, doesn't give you anything back. You keep wanting it to recognize your value, recognize your worth, but it's not capable of that because it works for them. Again, there's a piece of religious sentiments here. So a lot of you are wondering why you're feeling not as tapped in spiritually as you usually are. It's because you got to feed spirit a little bit. Sometimes you got to make offerings, and sometimes you need to purify your energy too. Maybe ask for help, if you're struggling with feeling angry about certain things, or if you're not quite sure what you should let go of or how you should do it. Then instead of, jumping to the next level and asking for, arrival at some point of destiny you hope to reach, it's about really looking at what do I need to unravel, so I can get my path clear. Help me know what obstacles I need to clear and how to do that. These are the requests that can be more beneficial to you at this time. I also feel like maybe some purification would be helpful, okay? I'm seeing like working more with sort of like Olympia style cleansing, where you gather together like different herbs, fresh herbs that you go and get together, and you can make like a little bundle of them, and then you can get together some kind of water that you've put, different herbal essences into, and maybe a little orange blossom, a little rosemary. You could put in a little bay leaf in there, okay? Anything that speaks to you, make sure it's safe for, it to be on your skin. You do want to make sure you're working with things that are safe, and be mindful of all that. Do your research, but you just, and then you just kind of like invigorate the tissues by just using it like a wand, almost to like, smack you down, and there's something about the action. Not only does it like get the lymph moving, so it gets your emotions moving, right? But it's very detox, feels really cleansing. So I feel like this is a kind of cleansing that might really benefit you at this time too. You're being protected here. And I feel like you're frustrated. You're frustrated that somebody is, either cutting off communication with you, or they're fighting with you. You're in an argument with this person. They're making a choice you were hoping they wouldn't make. There's something here about the choice that this person's making is upsetting you. To you, it feels like you're missing out, but there's a different perspective you need here. What you don't understand is that you're being protected from an impious person here. This person's a troublemaker in your life. They cause you a lot of drama. They're more trouble than they're worth. And you'll come to see that over time. And maybe that's what you're being asked to deliver up, this like religious sentiment around like expressing your gratitude to spirit, or making some kind of offering. Thank you so much for finally delivering the answer I was seeking. Even though it's no, I trust that you're clearing trouble from my path and opening the road. So there's something here too about your spiritual faith is really being tested at this time too, that what's being removed is in your best interest, and there's no need for you to rectify anything or cast judgment on the other in the situation, because it's sort of like spirit's like, we got it, you don't look, we got it, okay? Relieve yourself of this burden and just start heading toward your victory. we got it. We're gonna clean up this with them. That's actually not your responsibility. Okay. Yes, and it says here spiritual communication. Yes, so there'll be some spiritual communication coming in to confirm this for you. Give me some more details about this key. I do feel like that kind of like Olympia style cleansing is coming in for you. It's so beneficial. It's really so beneficial because you're bringing in like the plant allies and you're working with nature, and it's just the invigoration of it. You'll see if you let yourself experience it, you'll see the benefit of it. I think it can clear out a lot of energy for you and may even allow you to release some of those emotions you've held in, because usually when we got anger or frustration or resentment brewing, it's actually covering up some deep hurt. So you might have some deep, deep grief that you haven't been able to access that really needs to come up and out so you can get a different perspective too. Sort of like it's keeping you energetically in a certain holding pattern to hold on to those emotions. And so that may be why you keep experiencing certain challenges in your connections with others. And once you release this emotional load, it feels like an emotional load, like something that's been weighing you down. You may even see changes in your body and your physical health too around that. I have to say, yes, look at this. There's the Four of Wands and the alignment. That is your key. It's sort of like this reestablishes your foundation with the Four of Wands. It brings about rectification. It also helps you live in peace with everyone. So there's some way you're able to restore things as a result of this that allows you maybe to come back to a particular communication later after you've cleared out the emotion. And in doing so, you're able to have peaceful arrangements be the end result of that. This also is effectively dealing with any house issues you were having, finding harmony in the home again, maybe harmony in a really significant relationship. There's something that is being restored here on the other side of this. So this is good. I do see you reaching that arrival point and finding the way through. So it looks like you're going to be moving forward here. Yes, you're going to gain some light of understanding here. And it's going to help resolve whatever was, causing problems in this situation. And if you've been having health problems too, I see your health really improving as a result as well. Just from the release of all this old energy and emotions you've been holding on to. So it's coming through. If you've been trying to make any major health changes, but you feel like, I kind of stalled out. Why am I not seeing further results? Or why do I feel like, I've gotten a little bit better, but I still feel like there's more that needs to move here, or I'm still not feeling my best, or my energy's still low, or I still got this weight on my body. Your emotional release is a big clue for you, and Olympia could be very beneficial for that. I have to say, okay? And where things have been sort of slow moving, I do feel pretty soon here, you're going to have some power put in your hand that will get things moving. You're going to know what action you need to take. Do the cut of the deck here and see what we got. Yes, but right now it's time for alchemy and transformation, separating the wheat from the chaff, right? Releasing, clearing the way with the scythe, opening your road. Clearing the way within, opening the road represented as the rasa, okay? The river of life, the lymphatic system that also is the key to get your emotions flowing. This is very important. You'll see you're going to start to have progress, and mostly what it's going to help you with is your spiritual progress. And I think for you right now, that's really key. Like there's some sense of needing to really feel like on lock with your faith right now that helps you feel in balance again. And then you start to see a lot of progress in your material life. Yes. And again, you see, whoever you've been dealing with here, who's been really egocentric and, it has to be all about them and they don't have any ability to see anybody else's point of view. Like this person is about to really understand the way that they have been causing other people to feel very controlled in a situation. And this person is going to be put on hold and have an opportunity to get a good look at sort of why they're creating the scenarios they're creating in their life. Because as much as you're feeling troubled in this situation, I feel like whoever this is on the other side of this, they feel just as troubled as you. The problem is they haven't been able to see your position because they're too much in their ego, but they're about to lose that. And it says here, truth and justice, protection from enemies who would steal one's fortune. And with that, I just saw a raven fly by heading south. So there's the message. And let's see, from my perspective, where I would be sitting, that's the left. That's the no. That's the bird that says no. And 45:44 on the clock, 9:44 came in with that hermit energy, 9. That is the foundation. 44, 8, 8 of swords. You're getting freed from this prison of your mind, and you're getting protection here. It's like it could also be too that maybe you were too focused on winning an argument or getting this opportunity or whatever, and then you start to realize that, you know what, why have I been fighting for this? There's so much more for me if I cut this off and I go my own way. And there could be a Virgo here too that might be giving you a little bit of a different perspective in this situation as well, that's helping you out with this matter. There might be something here too that switches up with your work or your routine that has you looking at things in a new way as well. And it involves you going your own way, doing your own thing, okay? Interesting. Yeah. It's about doing things on your time, you know, in your way, right? So now we're looking at what's the empowerment that comes through for you. Well, look at that. Look at you. 7 of Wands. Power in your hands, like taking a stand for yourself. And do you see you're already on the higher ground here? You may have a group of people who are in disagreement with you. You know, they don't see things your way. It could be a family. It could be a group of friends. It could be a work situation. It could be a household. And you feel like you're really having to take a stand for yourself because you're standing in your integrity, and that's important. And sometimes to be true to ourselves means that we're going to appear false to others. That's just the way it goes. But this is your empowerment. And I feel like maybe in the past you would have kind of like kept your mouth shut just for the sake of keeping the peace. And you can't do that anymore. You just can't. You know, the time is coming soon when these people will get a different perspective of you. You know, I think it is important that your peace is recognized in this situation. Everybody has a perspective. Everybody has a truth, especially in any kind of group dynamic situation. And, you know, not everybody is going to agree with you all the time. And I think when we're on a path, when we're on a spiritual path too, I mean, there's just such strong spiritual themes coming up in your read here. There will be times when we're presented with that challenge, like, are we going to stay true to our path? Are we going to stay true to ourselves? Are we going to stay true to our souls? Or are we going to fold? Because of peer pressure, that's what it looks like, you know? It sort of looks like an energy of, you know, a bunch of people like kind of coming at you. And I just see you there standing on your own. Well, you know what? You're on the higher ground. And that's something these people aren't recognizing. You know, they're all beneath you with that 7 of Wands. So there's a perspective that needs to be gained here that's not being seen accurately at this time, right? So what is this empowerment that comes through for Cancer? Bottom of the deck energy. Knight of Pentacles in reverse, okay? So, you know, again, your empowerment comes in stopping the investment in this direction that never lived up to what it promised. It's in releasing this that you recover your own Ace of Pentacles. See, when we look at the Knight of Pentacles, this is somebody else bringing you an opportunity. But we already know that on the other side of this, releasing this, you get an Ace of Pentacles. The opportunity is put in your hands. You don't need to wait for a knight to bring it to you. And so there's something here about let this pass you by, because guess what? It's gonna just sit there and curve you for all eternity. I mean, Knight of Pentacles in reverse is already really slow energy. Put it in reverse. Whoever this character is that you've been dealing with, they're not gonna turn this around anytime soon. In fact, this person's about to head south. They may not realize it, but this person's heading into the south node. You could be dealing with an earth sign energy. Okay, you could be dealing with somebody that has a strong Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn placement in the chart. This could be somebody who's very selfish. It's about them. It's about what works for them. They're not considering your needs in this situation. They're stubborn. They could have strong earth and fire in their chart. Okay, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That's what I'm picking up. And whatever this is, this ain't it. It ain't it. So let it pass you by. Let it pass you by. That's your empowerment, okay? Let's see why. What is this other empowerment that comes through for Cancer when they let this knight that just keeps them hanging on pass them by? And somebody is purposefully withholding what was promised to you. They are purposefully doing this. You could be dealing with a Taurus. You got the Hierophant here, right here, okay? And see, you don't understand. This is a transformation point for you because there's some kind of ascension in store for you here. And it's something it's like a tale as old as time. You could have been dealing with a bit of a beast, you know? This could be somebody like they bring out the devil in you too, you know? They activate your lower nature. They activate the part in you that feels disempowered. They activate the part of you that feels chained. You know, they activate the part of you that wants to stay in the shadows because it's safer than actually stepping into the light and being the full potential of who you're here to be. But you're about to go through a major transformation, and it leads to some kind of ascension for you. Really powerful. This for you, because I'm picking up energy around the Mayan calendar when they said, like, remember there was that whole thing, it was like 2012, 2013. Everybody thought that the Mayan calendar was saying the world was going to end, but it was a misinterpretation. So there's something here. I mean, it's a misinterpretation for you. You see this as like, at first glance, this is the end of the world as I've been seeing it, as I've been hoping it to be. And it's like, no, it's not. It's the beginning. It's the beginning of your rise. There's a major transformation happening here. And the seeds of it were planted back in 2012, 2013. This has been a long time coming. It's been a journey. And look, there's the jaguar medicine there again. And it has been a journey with the monkey here. Monkey will come in a lot when it comes to doing like journeying work, where you're in that subterranean realm and you're integrating like the heavy stuff from the subconscious, okay? You've been doing a lot of journeying. We got iguana here too, that lizard medicine. It is about the dream time space, you know, working on that level, doing a lot of psychological integration here, a lot of deep emotional healing, a lot of deep spiritual healing. But there's also the piece here, I have to say, that comes in additionally as the ability for regeneration. And there's protection around this transformation coming in with the dragon and also the serpent message here, okay? So this is an activating point for you, right? Really significant. And yes, I do feel, you know, this is a big yes here. This is yes. Yes, celebrate the tower. Yes, celebrate the tower, because what cannot withstand the truth will fall, but what can will be able to be mended, will be protected. Do you see? There was something that somebody tried to sever here, but you've been able to hold it together. Tower energy. You could have been dealing with an Aries or Scorpio energy that was trying to bring a tower here, right? Major arcana. But there's something here that will be preserved. There's something here that will not be able to be taken from you. And it's something that's meant to rise. It's something you're building for your future. Let me do a cut of the deck and see what we got here. Look at that. The Fool. All right. You might have had a couple people who were, you know, trying to cause some problems for you. It could have even been a couple. But I think that you're going to come to a place of spiritual understanding where you're going to leave that behind. And you're taking a risk in a new direction. And you're going forward with forgiveness in your heart. You're not allowing yourself to be burdened by the past with any level of resentment. You're not staying stuck at the South Node. I see you heading toward your destiny. And you got protection as you travel forward here. I also have this energy here where there's a transformation in your emotions as represented by the white tiger, which is one of the celestial beasts in Taoism and represents the emotions. So there's some deep emotional transformation that's happening here. 55 on the clock. It's closing one cycle, it's activating another, and things are going to change more quickly than you realize as soon as you just let this go. And sometimes forgiveness is just letting go, but you find an enduring way forward here, and it's beautiful. It's all majors here. This is totally empowering energy. You open your road, got the start of a new cycle. You may be going somewhere new. You may be about to start the trip of a lifetime. It's going to feel risky, but I see you traveling light as you move forward. It's a leap of faith, but you have everything you need on the other side of this. Oh yes, prepare for your initiation. Look at this. You are entering the mysteries here, and see, look at even that lunar energy, your ruling planet protected here. Look at that. You are already passing through the initiatory gateway. This is you just really being in that place of openness, receptivity, heart, totally like ready to let in what wants to pour in from spirit for you. And you know, you're not in the dark here. There's lighthouses here to guide the way forward, and you have the light of the moon. Really, really cool energy here. Independent energy. We have the tiger energy coming in again. We even have some cat energy here. Okay, so that spirit of independence, and also a spirit of playfulness coming into your life as well. But I do think there's first like some secrets you have to sort through in relation to what others are keeping hidden from you. But where your true empowerment comes is activating the secrets within you, which come from the mystery, you know, the empowerment of your ruling planet, the moon. I like this. This is good energy, Cancer. Okay, so now we're going to look at what magic will weave through your life as a result of this empowerment. Bottom of the deck. Look at it, see? School of Flowers. Creating through the ashes. You got Mexican marigold coming in there as an ally. Tejetes. Tejetes is really great to work with when you're doing any releasing of energetic attachments, okay? If you get the oil, 1 drop of essential oil, you can even put that right in your navel. So good for clearing energetic attachments, but just 1 drop, or you can put 1 drop in like a carrier oil to give yourself a massage or to do gua sha with. It's very beneficial. I also have like chrysanthemum energy here too. Chrysanthemum tea may be a good support to you, but there is creativity coming in on the other side of this. So it's almost like all of your creative energy, all these new beginnings, all of your ability to manifest the way forward and see your visions come into reality, your true visions that align you with your empowerment, they come through once you take this risk to let this go and have the faith that it's correct judgment, to not resist the judgment, to not fight the judgment, because it actually is balance, okay? It's justice, and it will make sense in time. And there's something you can still preserve here in the way you address the situation by approaching it differently that also will be a source of forgiveness and connections where things went south. All right, so let's see what we got here. Yes, a change is coming. You're not going to feel bound and tied to this particular post anymore. And again, look at the pyramid energy. Okay, so I see that this is something old that's been blocking your ability to truly manifest, root, anchor your destiny. You've been in this fate cycle and it's wanting to like dim out on this side again. Okay, this has been eclipsing your energy for a long time, long time. Maybe even past life connections if you resonate with that school of thought, you know. You may feel like you've been dealing with this for a long time, but I love this. This is the magic that weaves through your life. You're gaining access to the cauldron of dog deck here. So synergy and healing. There's something that you are healing here that at one point you thought, there's no way I could ever heal this. It's impossible. And whatever is happening here, the way it's coming together, the way it's being healing, the way it's being healing, the way it's being healed, it really does show you that there's a little bit of the mystery moving through your life. You stop questioning things so much. It does bring about a synergy in your life too that brings you into alignment with the path that is your path forward. Let me do a cut of the deck here and see what we got. Yes. And then like I said, you're going to come into alignment with people who do really see what you have to offer. You're coming into alignment with new people as you let these false connections that wanted to hold you down kind of fall away. You come into alignment with, you magnetize people to you that actually are not competitive. They're more collaboratively minded. And I do see you coming together with somebody and you're dreaming up a new way forward here. And this to you, you feel it deeply rooted in your heart, you know? This feels like true heart connection. And whoever this person is, they have quite a vision that they want to fulfill with you, alongside you. So that's some really beautiful energy, quite a magical connection. And look at this, you see? Beyond the mind, the heart beats. So yes, there is a brand new vision being hatched here. And again, if you've been concerned about your home, there's, you know, a nest that's preserved here. There's also a nest egg that's preserved here or received here or able to be built here. So if you've been worried about your financial stability or your home base, I see all of that is going to be taken care of. Blue jays are also of the corvid family. So you might be seeing blue jays show up around you right around the time when you're about to sort of like stake your claim on, you know, on your north node, stake your claim on, you know, I almost got like kind of like a breaking ground sort of energy. So maybe like where you're going to put down roots. For some of you, where you're going to build a house, okay? This is somewhere that's going to be like home base for you. And that can even be like really finding a group of people where you're like, yeah, this is my soul family. Like I really feel like I belong here. So this is good, okay? And I do see deep healing. If you've been dealing with any kind of health challenges, there's some deep healing that's happening here. I believe that's because you're doing a lot of intense root work too, in terms of really looking at your roots, clearing out the emotional stuff, as well as looking back, you know, through your bloodline, doing some ancestral healing here too. And it is what is activating this ascension energy for you. Very beautiful here. Whatever you've done here, as you've let this go and you allow this to transform, because you see the sort of skull revealed within her face, it does earn you some recognition of growth and advancement, because you know you have the kunku there that's on the third eye, and usually a teacher will put that on your third eye when you have embraced a lesson. It also is something that comes in during special rites of passage in life. It's usually not something that you give to yourself, though. It's something bestowed upon you. So I do feel like there's a recognition here of a job well done. And the magic it weaves through your life is you'll find that where at one point you thought maybe your prayers weren't being answered, that so many get answered at once you step into your empowerment. And then it's like this creative cycle kicks off in your life where you no longer feel separate from creation, but so deeply connected that your whole life opens up for you. That's how it's coming through. I had to look behind it. Yes, your whole life opens up to you. That's that Empress energy. So yes, new community, productivity, being busy, very active in your life, but in a way that is exciting, like you're doing things that really fulfill you. Some of you might be moving, and wherever you're moving to, you're really going to love where you're living. And there's a lot of growth there for you. You'll really flourish there. And this is some sweetness coming into your life, so I like it. Looks good. So when this comes in, I understand it's a little bit of a rough entry, but when you come out the other side of that initiatory gateway, you'll really like where you land, and you deserve it.